Good afternoon and welcome to Chargers Outside Zone. I'm Chuck.
I'm Thomas, and today we have a special video.
We have a bonus episode for everyone. I'm sure everyone's super excited.
Yay!
Today is, when this gets posted, today is
Draft day.
So it has finally made it here. Draft day. Everybody's, I'm sure, is super excited. Thank you for tuning in if you're joining us on draft day.
For the very first time.
Yeah, and in this bonus episode, what we're going to do
is a segment called Mock Drift.
Yeah, so we're gonna do take a look at Daniel Jeremiah from NFL Network, take a look at all his mock drafts, and see how his selection for the Chargers has drifted over time. So that's where the mock drift comes from. And then I'm going to provide with some final thoughts about tonight's selection and Friday's selection. So,
do we have?
Yeah, pick round 3, pick 79 will be on Friday.
Okay,
but
so we don't have a second round pick because that was Khalil Mack.
That pick was still Khalil Mack.
Yes. I can't believe it.
All right. This is a father-son hobby. We are not experts, and we do everything we can to stay away from hot takes, which means that come Thursday, Friday, you will not find us on Twitter with, some kind of hot take about the pick or anything. We're just going to let you enjoy the draft, and we're going to enjoy the draft.
Let it ride.
Yeah, I think
we are going to let it ride. We have wings.
Yeah, I was going to say we're getting some
B-dubs wings.
Yeah, he's going. You doing the Doritos Flaming Hot wings, or did they scare you away?
They scared me away.
I will be doing the Asian Zing cauliflower bites.
I am going with my teriyaki / buffalo.
Awesome. So that's what we'll be doing tonight. Enjoying some
before the draft, and then
we'll be
during the draft. We'll be watching it, drinking some. I'll be drinking my tea, and
yeah, we'll see what I decide to drink that night. But let's keep it clean for now.
Beer.
All right. With that, let's get into Daniel Jeremiah's mock drift for the Los Angeles Chargers. So if you go back to January 22nd, he put out his mock draft 1.0. And in that mock, he selected at number 17 for the Los Angeles Chargers offensive tackle Bernhard Raimann out of Central Michigan. Now, in your recent mock draft 2.0, you had Raimann going one pick before the Chargers got on the clock, so you had him going to the Saints there at 16. So in that mock, he would have been off the board. But here
again, it's just to get the Saints tackle.
Yeah, but the point is that early on,
mine was off the board early in the process. His pick was Raimann.
Yeah, so
at 17.
So he felt the Chargers needed to go offensive tackle. He said here, I'm higher on Raimann than most evaluators, but I believe in his play strength, his hands and core strength, jump off the screen, and instincts. He starts day one at right tackle and would team with 2021 first-rounder Rashawn Slater to give the Chargers excellent bookends to protect Justin Herbert.
Yes.
So,
I think need protection for Justin Herbert. That's kind of our Achilles heel at this point.
Yeah, and I think back in late January, if you will, January 22nd, this is higher than most people had Bernhard Raimann. During the combine and other things, he fell a little bit. With people being tackle needy, you may see him
go.
You may see him jump back up into that into those teens picks, if you will.
Teen picks.
From there, we have Mock Draft 2.0 released in February. Wide receiver Chris Olave from Ohio State. Now, if you've been following mock drafts, like we've been following mock drafts,
most fans,
Olave is a very popular pick. He's not the only pick, but he's a popular one.
For the Los Angeles Chargers.
And here, Daniel Jeremiah said the Chargers have a solid wide receiver core. They need to re-sign pending free agent Mike Williams, which they did.
Which they did.
Nice, team-friendly 3 year, $60 million, $20 million a year.
He got his bag at some point.
Yeah, and they got him signed before the price of wide receivers went up.
Went through the roof.
Yeah. So, but they lack a big-time deep threat. Olave would be a perfect fit. I still, not to spoil anything, but I still like Olave, and I like his fit with the Chargers. So, I'm
a quarterback fan of any.
Yeah, I'm a fan of this pick in February, and I'm still a fan of this pick, post Mike Williams signing. So, then we had Tyreek Hill going to the Dolphins, and that changed some things up in the draft. And so DJ did a mock draft 3.1, March 22nd. And this time he took offensive tackle Trevor Penning, Northern Iowa. So back to that offensive tackle position, addressing it. This time Bernhard Raymond, I don't believe was off the board, but he went ahead and took Trevor Penning. Here he commented, 1 year after shoring up the blind side with the first-round selection of Rashawn Slater, the Chargers land their starting right tackle. So that's more about the Chargers than what he doesn't like about Trevor Penning. But once again, that same sentiment that he had in
which
in
is
January.
My sentiment. If you look at my second,
this sticks with what you think very much.
Yes.
Any surprises here? I don't think so. I just wanted to start this, annual, do this every year, see how things change, see if free agency changes something.
Yes.
I think in this case, without the Chargers decided to focus on, obviously,
defense,
trading for Khalil Mack,
and then offense re-signing
cornerback.
But
they haven't addressed that right side of the line, and really at 17, what is there to shore up that right side of the line, and you see here what DJ selected. So maybe in the future we'll see something different in this one. Like I said, I just wanted to see what it told us, and I thought,
yes. And maybe next year we pick a different person.
Yeah, maybe pick a different person. I did go through one other comment about Daniel Jeremiah. He recently appeared on Bengal YouTube doing a mock draft, and Bengal actually made the pick of Trevor Penning, offensive tackle, Northern Iowa. But I don't know if you knew this or not, but Daniel Jeremiah does radio or television for the for the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yes, I did.
And in that YouTube video, he said he was kind of wishing that Jameson Williams falls to this spot, and that the Chargers take Jameson Williams for the fun factor.
Well, for the fun factor doesn't really.
Justin Herbert throwing to Jameson Williams.
Yeah, but
that's a lot of fun.
We're worried about his health at this point.
Yeah. Well,
he's our franchise quarterback.
Jameson Williams would help you get rid of the ball quickly.
Yes,
for sure.
But
some other people in who they have taking, the Chargers taking at 17. Draft Network, Kyle Krabs has Chris Olave, which we've seen. Draft Network, Keith Sanchez. I think CBS, Chad Reuter. They have wide receiver Drake London.
He's not going to fall that far.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to fall that far. And, I think when you add a Drake London, it doesn't really mix things up very much with Mike Williams and Keenan Allen.
Yes.
But Joe Marino on April 4th, he went Jordan Davis. That's been a popular pick. Maurice Jones-Drew went Devontae Wyatt. Pete Schrager, Good Morning Football. Schrags went Treylon Burks. And if I'm confused by the Drake London pick and Mike Williams and Keenan Allen already in the room, I'm gonna say I'm kind of confused by Treylon Burks and what he does different than those guys that are already there. But hey, maybe stranger things have happened. We'll see.
These are the experts. We're not.
We're not the experts. We're not questioning. We're just letting you know where the experts went. Bucky Brooks. I was going to do a mock drift with Bucky, but his went Trevor Penning, Charles Cross. So that was quite obvious there that he stuck with offensive tackle in his mock drift, if you will.
Yes.
Big fall for Charles Cross in Bucky's 3.0, but outside of that, it doesn't say much about. It doesn't add a lot to the Charger story.
To the conversation.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, he is a Jacksonville Jaguars person.
Yeah, so we're going to get into now some final thoughts since it's Thursday. This is the bonus episode. Tonight's round 1. Tomorrow's round 2 and 3. What are the Chargers going to do? And, we've gone through all these picks before. We've highlighted these positions potentially.
Needs.
But now what I want to do is take a look at these picks in a little bit different way. And when you think round 1, pick 17, what are you looking for? You want a day one starter?
Difference maker on the offense.
You want a difference maker?
Defense.
You want a difference maker? That would be a day one starter, right?
No kicker, no punter.
no kicker, no punter. But a day one starter.
Yes.
And at 17, Pro Bowler?
Yes, probably.
I think you want a Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
You'd almost say Hall of Famer, but maybe you reserve that for top 5, top 10
picks.
So we're going to say Pro Bowler day one starter for that 17th pick. And we'll get into more about this in a little bit and how it made me select the pool of players that I think.
Slater from last year.
Rashawn Slater at pick 13 is the prime example. If you're at pick 13, you're probably still thinking Pro Bowler day one starter. Rashawn Slater's on the board. Oh,
pick him.
That's not a hard connection to make between Rashawn Slater and the Pro Bowl. Maybe we should take him. So that's the same thought here at 17. As you moved around 3, pick 79, now you're thinking, how about a quality starter at a position of need?
Quality.
And if round 2 was used on Khalil Mack.
Yes.
But in this scenario, where the Chargers are, I think they need to add that a quality starter at a position of need, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And then you go into round potential starter at position in need of an upgrade. round 5, you're looking for quality depth at a key position.
Yes. Like corner.
Like corner, like running back. Round 5, pick 195. Maybe somebody with tremendous fundamentals, but limited upside.
Basically a project.
A little bit developmental, but maybe not the flashiest thing. Maybe at a position in one of the trenches, whether that's on offense or defense.
Yes, of least importance.
Yeah, but once again, more fundamentals and limited upside. Maybe round 6, take a flyer on a special trait.
Just throw dart at a dartboard.
but more so that that I think you took Jalen Naylor, so somebody that jumps out of the gym, but doesn't possess all the fundamentals of a wide receiver.
Yes.
So he's got a special trait here or there. If you can hit on that,
something to build upon.
Yeah, something to build upon and coach up.
You can coach up the rest.
Yeah.
That's what coaches get paid to do.
Yeah, and then probably with the 7th round pick, not the comp picks, but the 7th round, more rotational depth in the trenches because on the offensive line, the potential for injury, on the defensive line, just getting bodies in and out, keep everyone rested. But maybe not. Will never be a starter, but plays 10 to 15 meaningful snaps
a game.
These comp picks here, depth, special teamer, very important for a 53-man roster. You can't overlook those.
Yes.
So even though these are round 7 comp picks, what can you add that's going to make the team better? And then with this pick 260, I put, hey, make a UDFA happy. Somebody out there
make someone's dreams come true.
Yeah, he's been waiting around for 3 days to hear his name called. He thinks he's headed somewhere on a UDFA contract. Bring him on, and obviously he'll need to play special teams, but mate, why not make a UDFA happy?
Yes. UDFA.
UDFAs have feelings too.
Yes.
And a lot of them have been very successful. You look at James Robinson, running back at Jaguars, and there's 100 other examples for sure.
But James Robinson's the one I can remember.
Understood. Yeah, no worries. So, looking at round 1 and round 3, round 1, that Pro Bowler day 1 starter, that round 3 quality starter at position of need. So I'm going to give you my final thoughts on where the Chargers are headed, or where I believe they should be headed. As we do this year over year, we'll look at more of what we think the Chargers will do.
And what they have done.
Right. But
in the past.
But this being our first draft for the Chargers, I'm taking a few liberties and saying, what I think they should do, even though that's not overly important.
You're not the general manager.
Yeah, so if I'm thinking Pro Bowler day 1 starter,
you have Justin Herbert
at pick 17, and I look at all the boards
on the team.
If I look at all the boards, here are 3 players that could be at pick 17 that I think will be Pro Bowlers. And that's interior offensive lineman Zion Johnson from Boston College and the 2 wide receivers from Ohio State. Now, Garrett Wilson is unlikely to fall this far. Chris Olave might not fall this far. But there is some potential where, edges and quarterbacks and tackles go, and somehow, some way, they're there.
By a miracle,
they're there. But these are 3 players at positions. Zion Johnson could play right guard. And then obviously, you have already Mike Williams, Keenan Allen. But, if you bring in a Garrett Wilson and a Chris Olave, they're going to get on the field. They're going to play meaningful snaps. They're going to get targets. They're going to make catches. They're going to score touchdowns.
And make that money.
They're going to make that money. Long term, you can very easily see both of those wide receivers making the Pro Bowl in the future.
Or Hall of Famers.
Well, I mean, but the goal, like we said, at pick 17, you're shooting for Pro Bowler. If you're in the top 5 picks, top 10 picks, you might be asking yourself, is Garrett Wilson going to make the Hall of Fame? But at 17, you're asking Pro Bowl. What are your thoughts on Zion Johnson, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave as potential picks?
Again, I like the offensive line help there.
Bringing in a right guard.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Again, I wouldn't be disappointed with the wide receivers, but I think we're good enough there.
Yeah. Well, I think potentially maybe Zion Johnson at right guard makes a right tackle pick later in the draft, whether that's a Max Mitchell or someone else, or even a Storm Norton. Maybe he makes them better. Right?
Yes.
Whereas if you take Trevor Penning at pick 17 and draft a right guard later, or try to go out and find a right guard, does he make that right guard better? I don't know.
I don't know.
To be determined, but I definitely think Zion Johnson could make whoever's playing right tackle a better right tackle.
Yes.
And obviously the wide receivers
would.
And the one thing about wide receiver, if you go this route, obviously the Chargers kept 4 tight ends last year and 5 wide receivers. They already have 5 wide receivers on the roster. And 3 tight ends.
Wide receiver.
Yeah, so you would have to change that mix and get away from carrying 4 tight ends. But I mean, for a Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, I'm willing to leave tight end 4 off the roster. How about you?
Yes.
So
I mean,
so that is what I would look.
Do we run 2 tight end sets?
On occasion, but with all the wide receivers that you're going to have, you're going to, in that scenario,
yes,
you're going to, only want 1 tight end on the field. So that's, where I'm thinking as far as round 1, pick 17. And then as we move to round 3, pick 79, that quality starter at position of need. For me, right now, that's targeting the linebacker position.
To be determined who?
Well, for me, when I look at the players that are potentially available at 79 or close in the range of 79, where maybe you could package up something to move up slightly. You have Chad Muma, you have Leo Chenal, you have Darian Beavers, Channing Tindall out of Georgia, and
I would have liked the Georgia player.
Well, the other thing is,
because it's Georgia.
Super athlete Troy Anderson out of Montana State. With a Brandon Staley defense, do they see something in a Troy Anderson at pick 79 where they could use him in coverage with a Derwin James, a Nasir Adderley, Asante Samuel, J.C. Jackson, Michael Davis, Can Brandon Staley get something out of a Troy Anderson that not every head coach and every team can get out of a Troy Anderson? So, I mean, those are 5 of the linebackers in that area. There could be more. Some of these guys might be off the board, but once again, if you take that pick 79 and you bundle it with something, you have a chance to move up. And if Chad Moom is your guy, get him. If Leo Chenal is your guy that can make that linebacker group better or deeper, do it. Is where I sit. I think the value at linebacker at 79, along with the need of linebacker, is a real nice spot there. So that's what I would look to do in the first 2 days of the draft. We're going to find out. We'll be back on Saturday to see if I was close on any of this, if Trevor Penning's the guy, if Bernhard Raymond, Drake London, who knows, right?
Who knows?
And but we will be back on Saturday.
It's great to be. It's the draft being in Las Vegas is ironic because it's just a giant, just dart game.
Well, I think, I heard somebody say it was a big old crapshoot, and I think a YouTuber was dispelling that, and I kind of sided with the YouTuber that if teams don't know what they're doing in the draft, yeah, it's a crapshoot. But if they did all their homework and they have a plan and they know the areas of need on their team, where they can get better, it's less of a crapshoot, right?
Yes.
So, with that is our final thoughts for the draft.
Final thoughts.
Cannot believe it is finally here. It's so exciting. Really appreciate if you've stayed around this long. Listen to us ramble on about our final thoughts for tonight. Draft night, round 1 in Las Vegas. I don't know if there's going to be boats or no boats. Bellagio, it'll be epic.
Yes.
And with that, we're going to let you get out of here. Do us a favor, subscribe on YouTube, Chargers Outside Zone, like on YouTube. If you're on the podcast, on Apple Podcast,
follow.
Give us a subscribe, a rating, and follow us on Twitter at LAC Outside Zone.
Yes.
Once again, YouTube, Charger Outside Zone. Feel free to email us, chargeroutsidezone@gmail.com.
Get you on the podcast.
And this was our one-time bonus episode on Thursday.
One-time bonus.
So we'll be returning to our regular schedule of every Tuesday and Saturday.
Yes, we will.
You ready?
Yes.
Draft is only a couple hours away. I'll try to get a camera on him so that we can see his reaction to the Chargers pick. And with that, everybody have a safe and happy draft night. Goodbye.
Yes. Goodbye.